A basket toss, the flyer will have a good weight distribution and the bases will have their feet shoulder width apart along with bending their legs more to get the most potential energy possible. This will give the flyer more momentum and more height.
A basket toss is a stunt in which a person is tossed by bases whose hands are interlocked.
Performing a basket toss, what is the most common mistake that could cause an injury?
The most common mistake of a base when performing a basket toss is to keep their arms in front of their body. They think that it needs to be in front of their body, but really their arms need to be next to their body so they have more control and they can maintain control over the stunt. The most common mistake for a back spot is to try to hold on to the flyer too long or take too much control of them. They need to guide the flyer but let the flyer do her own work. And then the most common mistake for a flyer is not to push. A lot of times flyers will want to push through their elbows instead of pushing through their shoulders. And they need to push through their shoulders so that they can pull straight up, keep their core tight, and take a longer ride. And then the last mistake that flyers can make is not catching because it puts a lot of impact on the bases if they don't catch the bases when they land.
And what kind of current technique exists for a basket toss?
The technique that I prefer to use, so when I'm doing a basket toss, the technique that I use for flyers, I will have them step one foot forward and then step the other foot forward, squeeze and jump straight and tight to help maintain the squeezing of their body and the core. Then I also use a drill where I have them lay on the floor and I make sure they're squeezing their core by lifting up their legs, and they have to squeeze that together and ride their hips up. And then what I'll do to make it harder is let go of one leg at a time, because that makes it really hard to hold their core together. So you can tell that this flyer has a really good strong core. And then the technique I use for a base, feet shoulder width apart, knees bent so that your hips are over your ankles and your knees are over your toes, arms strong into the body, and then we make a little basket here, and then we dip our knees about a 45-degree angle, and when we throw, we dip to our knees, we come up through our knees, we go through our hips, we go through our shoulders, elbows, flip through the wrists. So the momentum goes all the way through the whole body instead of relying on one body part.
And what physics do you think has the most impact on a basket toss?
I would say just the action-reaction part. I talk to my athletes about that all the time. If you are not, same as I was telling you with the bent elbows, if you're not getting your body tight and holding it strong and holding your own weight and pushing and pulling at the right time, then the pushes can go against each other and not respond to each other. And you want it to be where the bases and the flyers are working as a system.
This is the original technique for a basket toss. The graphs go up and down in the beginning because we tracked the flyer when she was dipping down and then up with the bases. And this is our new technique, where we had the bases bend their legs more and push up with more force. In ours, the flyer went about a half a foot higher.
We had the bases bend their legs more so that they would gain more potential energy. This was so that the flyer would have more momentum. Every force must have an opposite and equal reaction force, so the extra force would cause the flyer to go up higher.